Hello, welcome to Investment Talk Thursday, Season 2, Episode 1. I'm Olowo Temitope, and today we are starting from the very first conversation in any real estate space. Because before anyone buys, they ask questions, and that moment usually begins with customer care. Joining me today is Miss Asuquo-Eyo Ikwuo from the customer service department, and she has over 5 years of experience in the customer service. So, Miss Equal, welcome to the show. And also, you're basically like the first person a client trusts when it comes to investing. How does it feel to be a gatekeeper?
Thank you very much for having me, Mr. Temitope. Um, when you put it that way, yes, but a lot of people don't see this. But customer care is usually the first point of trust between the client and the company. So yes, I feel good to be the gatekeeper.
Oh wow! All right, that's amazing. So from the first hello, what do you look out for?
I'm looking for how informed the customer is or the client is, or at this point, the prospects, how informed they are, the questions they're asking, and just how the conversation flows freely.
Oh wow, that's so you usually do have interesting conversation.
Yes, we do.
All right, that's amazing. So give us this gist. From the first call, how does it feel like? How do you know who is ready for investment and who is not ready for investment?
I usually love it when my prospects know more about the title, documentation, allocations, things like that gives me so much joy when I'm having conversations with my clients or prospects.
So you're basically not just trying to make them earn your trust. You're also educating them too when it comes to investment.
Yes, and sometimes a huge part of my job is also clarifying
Okay.
because some people don't know what they're getting into. So sometimes I really need them to like slow down and not make hasty decisions. So yes, we do that in
So,
customer support.
okay, how do you differentiate making people understand that customer service is not just pick and drop calls? So, how do you make it more interesting to make people want to just drop 50 million naira?
So in real estate, customer support is not just picking and dropping. It is risk management because the wrong information or no information at all can cost you millions. So you are really particular about the kind of information you are giving to your prospects.
Oh, wow. So, giving you my first 50 million, would that be like make it safe? Am I investing well?
Of course you are.
So, okay, let's say if anything goes wrong, or maybe someone tells you another company said I should pay first. How do you like calm the situation? How do you make the client trust you?
Okay, so that is very, very laughable because I'm not trying to throw shades, but a company that cannot give you quality information before payment is made would
Yeah.
not give you quality information after payment is made. So what I try to do is I try to keep my clients or prospect at this point very, very much informed. I give them all the necessary information they might need. So yes, that's what we do.
Okay. Okay. All right. Another thing is, are there questions you wish maybe they ask first, or yeah, questions you wish they ask?
Yeah, I like it when my clients ask about after sales support. What do you want? I like documentation questions. I really love allocation questions too, because customer support does not just end or begin with "Hello, I want to make this investment," blah blah blah, and ends. Then no, there are other questions that should be had after payment is made.
All right. So customer service just doesn't stop after the first payment. That's what you're saying.
It begins after the payment is made because then we have to speak on documentation, allocation, and follow ups too.
Okay, so okay, another question I'd love to ask is, okay, how do you deal with maybe a client who has already made payments but documents are delayed, or yeah, documents are delayed, and also they've not been allocated their plot of land. How do you undo that?
That's very interesting. I am always very, very empathetic towards the situation because I know now it is way beyond the customer's need.
Yeah.
It is what he deserves at that point. And I'm always very empathetic, and I try to find ways to resolve it amicably.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I think I would love to switch to your department because you guys interact with the clients. So, okay, another thing I would love you to clarify.
Okay.
Right, so walk me through this. How do you undo irate customers that call you and just start shouting at you, or just walk into your office, seeing you, and the first thing is just shouting? And how do you undo that?
Um, a good part of being a customer support is that it has taught me patience.
Okay.
It has taught me to listen. Would I say empathy? I would not say empathy. Empathy is part of being customer support, but feel like I always had that, so it just made it more stronger. So with that, yeah, when a client walks in feeling that way, first of all, you apologize,
Okay.
you listen, then you put yourself in clients or prospect shoes at that point and try to figure out a way to settle the situation amicably without reacting or even making clients more upset than they already are.
Oh, well, I think the other time I said I would love to swap my department to yours, right? Because I need to learn how to undo situations like that. Because I know me, if a customer comes in shouting at me, I'll lose it though. So man, no lie. Yeah, I'll lose it. All right. So before we go, I'd love you to maybe have a few words with those prospect out there who have been seeing Footstool Estate Limited, but maybe they're just too scared to just make the first move.
Okay. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the fact that I understand why people might be scared to invest right now because of the stories they've heard about real estate in Abuja. But I would like to assure you that at Footstool Estates, we ensure to give our prospects, our clients, value for their money. So your investment is always safe with us. So click on that ad today and secure your spots.
So if you take anything from this today, let it be this: customer service is not just a formality because we have the most amazing staff here at Footstool Estate. Don't be scared to call them. Don't be scared to walk in because once you see them, their faces from them. So ask the right questions actually because asked at our customer desk, and any question you ask can literally save you millions. So that's why at Footstool Estates, clarity always comes before commitment. So thank you, and see you next time on the next episode of Investment Talk Thursday. I still remain Olowo Temitope. So bye for now.